Hi guys, welcome to ANIMEized. This is the English translated version of the novel Throneofseal. The novel differs slightly from the Chinese animation or donghua. If you want more of these videos, please smash the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. Enjoy and have a blessed day.
After all, longhaochen is only of the 6th rank, and although his internal spiritual power is close to 10,000, he remains a 6th rank radiant knight until breaking through 10,000. Even with legendary equipment, it's impossible to directly confront an 8th rank powerhouse. However, he relies on his own strength to withstand the skill of supreme darkness extermination. Speaking of which, his sword move is simple, altering the trajectory of the enemy's attack, severing the union of the enemy's thoughts and skills. However, the actual execution is not as easy as it sounds. This is the perfect integration of his own strength and sword intent. Seemingly a simple lift. It is the fusion of longhaochen's comprehension of sword intent and ancient martial arts during his seclusion. The Yaksha leader, seeing longhaochen actually lifting his attack, is also surprised, never expecting that the spiritual power fluctuation of this knight is far inferior, yet he can still withstand his attack. Moreover, it's done so skillfully, lifting the supreme darkness extermination. Intense killing intent pervades, and the Yaksha leader roars again, his wings slightly spreading behind him, hooves pounding the ground, charging forward with all his might. Since long-range attacks cannot kill the opponent, he opts for close-quarters combat, under the influence of the holy guiding spirit furnace. His current target can only be longhaochen. Longhaochen takes a deep breath, calming the surging blood within him, and the significant increase in external spiritual power is indeed beneficial. His body's resilience is much stronger than before. Otherwise, even if he lifts the opponent's attack, he would likely still get injured. His 4 wings spread open behind him, with a sudden clap, propelling longhaochen's body to charge out fiercely. Behind him, Yating agilely flips, transforming into a golden light, chasing after longhaochen. In a sense, she is inherently a part of longhaochen's body, making it easy for her to keep up with his speed. Other members of martial level number 64 demon hunting squad also swiftly follow. Caier once again disappears into the air. Shima Xian's power pill of light in hand is already whistling, spiraling in the sky above, purple light shining at his chest, emitting a faint burnt smell, which is the backlash of the purple phantom thunder spirit furnace. HanYu silently equips 4 empty silver crystals to her shield of giant god. HanYu simply retracts his shield, gripping the red blood rampage with both hands. They are ready to face this difficult battle. This is also their first time entirely relying on their own strength to confront an 8th rank powerhouse. If it were in the city of Grand Jacques, longhaochen would never choose this way, but here is different. This is the wilderness. Unable to win, they also have the ability to escape. In that case, why not attempt to directly confront the 8th rank demon tribe? Only facing such a powerhouse can truly test the extent of their current strength. Roar! The Yaksha leader angrily roars, both front hooves lifting, then forcefully hitting the ground. With a thunderous sound, a dense black energy surge rushes towards longhaochen. Simultaneously, the right-hand spear transforms into countless black rays, directly enveloping longhaochen, approaching within a 10-meter range of the 8th rank Yaksha leader. Longhaochen suddenly feels the air becoming viscous, and the dense dark elements completely exclude the light elements. Moreover, a strong pulling force emanates from the Yaksha leader's body, pulling his body. The strong momentum and pressure accompanying its attacks are like mountains bearing down. 8th rank, this is the 8th rank. Last time, facing the 8th rank moon demon, longhaochen took the conjoined spiritual enhancement pill, so the experience was not very noticeable. But now it's different. Facing the 8th rank Yaksha leader alone, the immense pressure affects his willpower greatly. This is the gap in strength, absolute suppression of spiritual power. If it weren't for longhaochen's own spiritual power being the purest light attribute, he would find it challenging to muster the will to fight against this 8th rank powerhouse. Among the 4 wings, the lower 2 beat down forcefully, while the upper 2 remain unchanged. Longhaochen's body suddenly rises several meters in the forward charging state, just dodging the dark energy surge created by the Yaksha leader's front hoof hitting the ground. At the same time, longhaochen's entire body once again shines with the peculiar dark gold light. Body and sword as one, weaving through the shadows of the Yaksha leader's spear, continuously using the seemingly delicate hymn of the goddess of light, and he himself is like a small boat in the raging wind and waves. The Yaksha leader's feelings are profound. No matter what, he feels this human should instantly perish in the face of his attacks, but whenever he feels he's about to kill his opponent, the opponent's heavy sword always manages to hit the crucial point where he exerts force with his spear, always managing to use his spiritual wings to change direction and avoid the deadly danger. At this moment, longhaochen is like a shadow accompanying form, rippling in the spear's shadows, yet refusing to directly confront the Yaksha leader, solely relying on skill and causing it to tremble, preventing this 8th rank powerhouse from unleashing its strongest attack. This feeling would be extremely painful for anyone. The Yaksha leader roars, the spear forcefully thrusts into the ground. Instantly, The indiscriminate dark energy surge spreads outward like a vortex. In his heart, he thinks, this time. Let's see how you dodge. Yes, facing this all-around attack, LongHaoChen cannot dodge no matter what, but it's precisely at this moment, his body suddenly freezes in midair, gripping him of the goddess of light with both hands, fiercely slashing down. A blazing white light radiates from the dark gold heavy sword. In that moment, LongHaoChen's hands clearly turn transparent gold. The golden light flashes, cutting through the dark energy, passing through LongHaoChen's sides. At this very moment, behind him, a massive figure directly crashes into him. It's HaoYue. Not only that, in a clear and melodious chant, golden light gleams, a figure directly charges toward the hymn of the goddess of light. The one crashing from behind is none other than HaoYue, the 10-meter-long HaoYue galloping, exuding a formidable momentum. At this moment, both HaoYue and LongHaoChen are enveloped in a layer of purple light, especially their eyes. The eerie purple light even causes the 8th-rank Yaksha leader to feel an inner tremor. Under the intense trembling of LongHaoChen's entire body, rich purple light fiercely fills his entire body. An indescribable but terrifying pressure far surpassing ancient magical beasts instantly erupts from him. The Yaksha leader only feels a stagnation in momentum. Even with his 8th-rank cultivation, at this moment, he can't connect his attacks, but is instead shocked, taking several steps back. The 6 Yaksha commanders who followed him charge up, and the 6 Yaksha commanders who just caught up all go limp. At this moment, a black figure appears behind them, and black energy surges like the scythe of a death god, effortlessly cutting through their lives. It's caier, who had been concealed in the air before. LongHaoChen's body undergoes drastic changes. Brilliant holy armor completely turns purple. Not only that, the armor itself is undergoing earth-shattering changes. The originally simple plate armor becomes splendid, both sides of the shoulders, each bulging with 2 dragon head-like protrusions. The back armor rises like scales, forming layer upon layer. Spikes continuously protrude from each joint of LongHaoChen. The armor's thickness has increased at least twice. Intricate patterns never seen before, decidedly not of high elves or any ancient race's totem. The most distinctive feature is, at LongHaoChen's chest, 9 purple light patterns extend from bottom to top, covering his shoulders, chest, and most of the front area. Faintly visible is, at the end of those 9 light patterns, 9 clusters of purple light, resembling 9 faces, emitting an eerie and formidable aura. The purple gold light patterns on LongHaoChen's forehead become incredibly bright, and even his black hair turns entirely purple. His originally handsome face loses some of its pure brightness, but gains a bit of a lofty and otherworldly aura. Even the divine sword hymn of the goddess of light in his hand is veiled in purple. Fusion, yes, the fusion of LongHaoChen and HaoYue. However, this fusion, compared to before, evidently undergoes earth-shattering changes. If their previous fusion was only a semi-finished product, capable of boosting LongHaoChen's strength to a certain extent, then this time, the fusion is a complete masterpiece. The aura emanating from LongHaoChen is clearly much stronger than before. The armor has turned purple, but the spiritual power erupting from him is still golden, the noble and splendid purple gold becoming the color of spiritual power radiating from LongHaoChen at this moment. Not only his physical form changes, but also in his hand, the hymn of the goddess of light. What's infused into the divine sword? Isn't it none other than Yating? Spirit Furnace. This ability belongs to both LongHaoChen and Yating, a powerful skill produced by the synthesis of Spirit Furnace and the combination of LongHaoChen's Guardian Knight constitution. Yating's Spirit Furnace acts on equipment, while LongHaoChen's Spirit Furnace acts on himself. At this moment, when Yating merges into the hymn of the goddess of light, the power of the divine sword is finally awakened. It won't, like light punishment before, be unable to withstand Yating's Spirit Furnace infusion. Sharp sword intent erupts from LongHaoChen, as if opening up the heavens and the earth, followed by dazzling purple gold flames soaring from LongHaoChen in an instant. At this moment, LongHaoChen finally reveals his strongest combat state on the battlefield, the dual spirit furnaces of himself and Yating, fused with HaoYue. Not to mention the enemies, even his comrades feel a sense of fear at this moment, because they can no longer discern the extent of LongHaoChen's strength at this moment. The 4 wings, dyed in purple light, suddenly flap, and LongHaoChen, like a purple meteor, boldly rushes towards the Yaksha leader. In the previous series of probes, he discovered that the cultivation of this Yaksha leader is still somewhat superior to the young moon demon he faced before. After using his strongest state, with the help of his companions, there is a real chance to kill him. Boom. A real collision occurs for the first time between LongHaoChen and the Yaksha leader. Hymn of the goddess of light fiercely cleaves onto the Yaksha leader's pitch-black spear. Both sides are simultaneously pushed back, either gaining an advantage. In other words, LongHaoChen's attack strength and physical strength are now nearly on par with the 8th-rank Yaksha leader. The Yaksha leader lowers his head to look at his spear, and is shocked to find the thickest part of the spear has been cleaved in half. Even more astonishingly, a deep wound extends from his right shoulder to his left ribs, leaving a profound scar. The scales retract, and have already wounded flesh and blood. Furthermore, an extremely bizarre energy pours into it. no matter how he tries to mobilize spiritual power to dispel it, it's not just simple light spiritual power, but also carries a destructive and devastating aura. Longhaochen's heavy sword is not what hurt the Yiksha leader, but the sword intent of him of the goddess of light, fused with the sword intent of both Longhaochen and HaoYue. When the divine sword regains its own sword spirit, its power skyrocketed from legendary to epic, an epic-level equipment. Undoubtedly capable of changing the course of a war. If Longhaochen were not in a fused state with HaoYue, even if Yating fused with him of the goddess of light, he wouldn't have the ability to use it. Go to hell! Longhaochen shouts loudly, simplifying everything, taking a step into the void, Azura strike. A hazy purple gold, a strange brilliance ripples in the sky like twisted space, and the rich purple gold seems to engulf everything around in that moment. Boom, spear. Breaks, figure soars. Although the Yiksha leader has done his best to resist, the uprated hymn of the goddess of light is truly terrifying. The formidable destructive power, as if it wants to split the heavens and the earth. Almost instantly destroys his weapon, and sends his body flying. The Yiksha leader manages to slightly tilt his head in a critical moment, avoiding a fatal blow to the head, but the other half of its body is still sent flying by this strike. The entire left side of its body, including shoulder, arms, ribs on one side, and the right two hooves beneath, all sent flying in the purple gold slash. A huge metal sphere appears in the air at this moment, perfectly intercepting the Yiksha leader's flying body in the air. It violently shatters, crushes, and explosively erupts in a triple explosion. The pitiable 8th rank Yiksha leader is actually blasted into pieces like this, with no trace of bones left. However, after this strike, Longhaochen can no longer maintain his previous state, his body sways, and HaoYue's massive body has separated from him, his face pale, supporting himself on HaoYue, he gasps heavily. Longhaochen, in his strongest state, has even stepped into the 8th rank. But he can only maintain this state for a few seconds. At this moment, he is in a state of profound weakness, especially after using Spirit Furnace. Despite a long period of training and understanding the changes in Spirit Furnace, he still needs at least 3 to 4 days of rest for a full recovery. Yating has also separated from him of the goddess of light. The purple gold color on the divine sword has disappeared, and Yating looks very weak, directly merging into Longhaochen's body and disappearing. At this moment, the members of the martial level number 64 demon hunting squad did not make another move, but quickly gathered together. Then, a dazzling crimson golden light shield enveloped all of them. Even HaoYue quickly curled up its body, keeping itself within the 5-meter diameter of the light shield. Others even have to sit on him to avoid being abandoned by the crimson golden light. HanYu's blessing of light spirit furnace, activating the blessing of light skill. Various rich elemental attributes rapidly infuse into each person's body, swiftly restoring their own consumption. The refreshing feeling makes everyone heave a sigh of relief. This blessing of light spirit furnace is truly convenient, bathing in that crimson golden light. Except for the weakened Longhaochen, everyone else rapidly restores their spiritual power to its peak in a short time. And even physical fatigue is greatly reduced. On the other side, although the royal level demon hunting squad is still struggling to resist, there is no immediate danger of defeat, especially after the Yiksha leader was killed on this side. The Yiksha demons are in chaos. They can no longer calmly launch attacks. Even the remaining 8th rank Yiksha leader, after seeing his companion killed, is not angry, but frightened. It's too fast, from the Yiksha leader charging to his death. The entire process took only a few minutes. If they can kill one 8th rank, naturally, they can kill the second one. In his view, these humans who came later are obviously more powerful than the first ones, after recovering their spiritual power. HaoYue and Lin Xin rushed out. HaoYue did not have the weakened state like Longhaochen after using Spirit Furnace, and with its evolution, its self-recovery ability seems to have greatly improved. At least, up to now, Longhaochen has not seen the extent of HaoYue's limits so far. In the previous fusion process, he only felt that his body reached its limit, unable to maintain the fusion state with HaoYue. HaoYue and Lin Xin rushed out. Naturally, it's to plunder demon crystals. Lin Xin thought he was fast, but compared to HaoYue, he's just nothing. HaoYue rushed out with a simple movement, charging forward, stepping on the Yiksha demon's corpse, crushing the corpse, opening its mouth and sucking, swallowing a demon crystal. Although Lin Xin collects the corpses together, his speed is not even comparable to HaoYue's. However, HaoYue is quite generous, at least leaving the 8th rank Yiksha leader's demon crystal for Lin Xin. It's the biggest gain whether it's kept for the team's use or turned in for merit. The impressive performance of the martial level number 64 demon hunting squad makes the scattered Yiksha demons dare not turn back, and with the joint efforts of Lin Xin and HaoYue, the hundreds of corpses on the ground are quickly looted. As for the other side of the battlefield, Sima Xian, Yuan, HanYu, and caier, who have recovered, join forces to assist the royal level demon hunting squad. Although they can no longer kill another Yiksha leader, the opponents have lost all will to fight, and soon retreat. The battle has finally ended. The distant royal level demon hunting squad's consumption is much greater than Longhaochen and his team. They don't even have the strength to come over and thank Longhaochen. and his team, each one collapsing on the ground, unable to move. Longhaochen sits cross-legged on the ground, summarizing the process of the previous battle. He sighs in his heart, realizing that his and his companions' strength has indeed increased. In the past, facing 8th rank formidable enemies, they had no other choice but to use the conjoined spiritual enhancement pill. But this time, they decisively killed them head-on. They handled it even more calmly than when dealing with the zombie king. Perhaps, even without using the strongest state, he could still kill that guy with the cooperation of his companions. He never expected that after Yating merged with him of the goddess of light, the power of this divine sword would be so terrifying. Although Longhaochen only felt the power of the epic-level equipment for a moment, it left a profound impression in his mind. It could withstand his full force even against an 8th rank powerhouse. Without the formidable power of him of the goddess of light, even if he were in the strongest state, he probably couldn't directly harm the opponent. At the same time, he also feels that, for weapons like him of the goddess of light, there is no longer a need to be bound by any additional skills. It relies entirely on its own strength. The invincible sword intent, even if you block its actual body, you'll still be injured by the sword intent. 8th rank, when will he truly become an 8th rank powerhouse? Longhaochen quietly takes out the internal spiritual power detection gem from Eternal Melody, slowly injecting spiritual power into it. A surprising number appears. 9,782. Ah, it's already over 9,700? No wonder I could break through the 8th rank after using Spirit Furnace with HaoYue. It turns out that my own cultivation is already close to the 7th rank. Longhaochen hasn't checked his internal spiritual power value for a long time. Now that he does, it gives him a big surprise. The rapid cultivation of the Divine Birdman allows him to fully feel the benefits it brings. This time, the reason he chose all killing missions is simple, that is to help caier complete the awakening of her divinity. Without a doubt, she, as the Saintess of Reincarnation, only has the possibility of awakening the divinity on the battlefield of slaughter. Only there can she awaken the divinity. This is a secret room. The room is not large, only about 10 square meters, but upon closer inspection, the room, whether the ceiling, walls, or floor, is made of crystal as black as ink. To be precise, this secret room was carved out within a huge black crystal. In the center of the room, there is a cluster of deep purple light. Upon closer inspection, one can notice it emanates from a person. The gentle purple light halo constantly repeats the process of spreading and converging. Suddenly, the purple light solidifies. 2 substantial purple lights shine, appearing extremely eerie in this dark space. Those are a pair of eyes with a gaze that seems to penetrate heaven and earth. The substantial gaze shines on the black crystal in front of him, emitting a series of pu sounds. A slender body floats up, legs stretching straight. Covered in the purple light, one can vaguely see a slightly pale yet very handsome face. However, at this moment, this face is filled with a profound surprise. Is it its aura? Feng mutters to himself, a hint of sharpness flashing in his eyes. Huangsha, I'm here. A deep and resonant response comes from outside. Demon God Emperor Feng coldly says, "Convey my orders, send 10 groups to hunt and search north of central provinces, with a focus on searching the Yaksha province. Encounter any demonic beasts with 3 or more heads, kill them all, and bring the corpses back to me. Yes, your majesty. Do you have any other orders?" After a moment of contemplation, Feng says, "Summon the star demon god to see me, yes." In less than a moment, soft footsteps are heard, and a figure in orange walks quickly, stopping about 10 meters away from Feng bowing slightly. "Big brother." His voice is very soft and melodious, sounding somewhat charming and ethereal. This is a man radiating an orange glow all over, with a figure similar to demon god Emperor Feng but slightly slimmer. His handsome face can be compared to moon demon god Agar's, but his complexion is somewhat pale, giving an impression of mild fragility. The orange eyes seem to have a hazy mist, and a cascade of smooth orange hair falls down from the back of his head, resembling an orange waterfall flowing down to his calves. The most peculiar thing is the orange hexagram mark on his forehead. If Lin Xin were to see his hair, he would surely envy it. "Washak, how is your recovery going?" Feng asks in a friendly tone. Obviously, he is quite friendly towards this man in orange. If someone were to underestimate him because of his seemingly fragile appearance, they would be the most unlucky person in the world. Because this seemingly fragile, handsome, and even somewhat pitiable-looking man is none other than the star demon god Washak, renowned as a great prophet of the demon god race. He holds the 3rd position among the 72 demon gods. From a human perspective, star demon god Washak is considered the number 1 magician among the demon gods. He is one of the few demon gods among the 72 who exclusively uses magic, but his power is unquestionable. In a sense, his position in the demon god race is even more significant than that of moon demon god Agar's. Even demon god Emperor Feng has to be cautious when dealing with his great prophecy. However, star demon god Washak rarely appears on the battlefield. He is the brain of the demon god race, or rather, the the brain of Demon God Emperor Fengxiu. Among those who can call Demon God Emperor Fengxiu their elder brother, there are only a few in the Demon God race, and in Fengxiu's heart, the brothers he truly acknowledges are only Agars and Washak. I've probably recovered about 80%. Star Demon God Washak's voice is still soft and melodious. The face of the Demon God Emperor appeared slightly solemn, saying, "You should have felt it just now. Your perception may not have the distance of mine, but it should be clearer. Is it really him?" The face of the Star Demon God seemed to become even paler, but he nodded without hesitation. Fengxiu squinted his eyes, as if a purple lightning flashed in his eyes. He actually came, but he shouldn't be restricted by the spatial laws and unable to leave that side? Star Demon God sighed lightly, shook his head, and his orange hair behind him swayed in a wavy pattern. "I'm not sure what's going on, but I can be sure that him now is far from what he used to be, otherwise he would have found us long ago. And I'm also certain he definitely knows that we are in this world. Big brother, destroy him. That is our most important task at the moment." At this moment, the Demon God Emperor seemed somewhat hesitant due to the words of the Star Demon God, his fists unconsciously clenched, murmuring to himself, "How can I not believe the prophecy you made at the cost of your life? But it seems to be able to block my precise investigation, only occasionally revealing some clues. How are we supposed to find him?" Star Demon God said lightly. "The sunlight falling. Star descends upon the mortal world, carrying that gradually thickening purple aura. When the sunlight blooms in the radiance of the divine, darkness will gradually be dispelled. The dawn's light will shine in the northwest. The ruler of the purple aura will return. Whether the cage of the 72 can withstand the sunlight, destroy the purple aura in its infancy, determine the fate of the cage, the fate of the world." This is the prophecy that Star Demon God obtained at the cost of his own life. Star Demon God continued, "According to the prophecy, there are two bringers of catastrophic destruction to us. One is naturally the purple aura, but the sunlight falling star, we still don't know who it is. For now, it is very likely to be a rising human. We must pay attention to the situation of humans. The young human that Bao encountered in Dream Paradise last time is very suspicious. If there is a chance, we must kill him. Moreover, according to the prophecy, this human may also have a connection with him, and the connection might be close. If that's the case, our target will be easier to identify." Hearing his words, the Demon God Emperor suddenly became dazed. "Him? Could it be him, big brother? Have you thought of something?" Star Demon God looked at Demon God Emperor in surprise. However, Demon God Emperor shook his head lightly, with a hint of contemplation in his eyes. At the Holy Temple Alliance, Holy City, Grand Auction, a girl with an extremely exquisite appearance sat quietly in the backyard of the Holy Alliance Grand Auction, her white long dress perfectly showcasing her alluring figure. Her features were picturesque, radiating gentleness, with an indescribable sense of purity. But as she sat there quietly, she resembled an elf. And everything in the surrounding courtyard seemed to brighten because of her. A girl in a red dress quietly walked up behind her, suddenly shouting, "What are you thinking, little white flower? Ah!" The girl in the white dress was startled, sitting up straight suddenly, turning her head to see the girl in the red dress. She immediately scolded, "Sister WeiYang, you're good at scaring people. I've told you not to call me little white flower, that annoying guy, humph." This girl is Feng Ling, the young master of the Holy Alliance Grand Auction, and the one who startled her was none other than WeiYang, the charming chief auctioneer of the Holy Alliance Grand Auction. WeiYang chuckled and said, "Yeah, I shouldn't call you little white flower, it should be little chili pepper. You're always so fierce to me, can't leave without scolding. Only that fool comes running every day. However, recently you must be satisfied, right? They left, and won't bother you again, since Lin Xin introduced Shima Xian to Feng Ling. Shima Xian has shown dedication after love at first sight, coming to the Holy Alliance auction daily without affecting cultivation, always reporting to the Holy Alliance auction. WeiYang helped a lot, at least ensuring he sees Feng Ling each time. Then, as WeiYang said just now, directly scolded away. As for the nickname, little white flower, it was Lin Xin, the teasing friend, who exposed the bald priest. It also became a source of amusement for WeiYang teasing Feng Ling. Of course, Lin Xin also helped Shima Xian in secret, ensuring each time Shima Xian comes, he brings delicious food for Feng Ling. WeiYang secretly informed them of this hobby. On the night before leaving, Shima Xian brought a bunch of delicious food for Feng Ling. Even now, Feng Ling remembers that scene. That guy was indeed strong, carrying at least 100 pounds of food, covering his whole body. When scolded, he would just laugh, silly and foolish, but never talking back. He would just stand there while being scolded, until the scolder got tired, then he would leave. "Take a break, have some water, talking loudly can hurt your throat. Starting tomorrow, I can't come to see you anymore. I don't know how long this journey will take. Take care of yourself. I know, you probably won't like me, but it's okay, at least you made me feel the taste of love, whether you consider it a crush or not, or unrequited love, at least you can't stop me from liking you in my heart. Thank you, I've been really happy during this time. I never thought looking forward to seeing someone every day would bring so much joy. Hearing your voice every day is enough for me. Actually, you're right. I'm not worthy of you, and I'm a demon hunter. Every mission, facing life-threatening situations every time. How could a man like me bring you a sense of security? I understand all of this, but I can't help but have feelings for you in my heart. Stop pushing me, let me finish. Maybe this time it's farewell forever. I don't know if I can come back alive. My only wish is to speak my heart, leave with no regrets, focus on killing enemies. Can I? Don't throw away these snacks, at least don't waste them. Actually, Lin Xin told me you like snacks. Am I stupid? You see, telling you this. I'm sweating. I've spoken more today than before. You consider me a passing traveler in your life. Forget about me once I'm gone.